All right, back for another episode of Sparring, focusing on some do's and don'ts. So, first one up, make sure you're aware of your skill and size difference. When you're going to a gym, you're not going to have someone who's exactly your weight, exactly your skill every single time. So, basic rule of thumb, if you're the bigger or the more skilled individual, let the other person determine the pace, the power, and the flow by letting them throw a couple of the first punches and kicks. Fortunately for me, I've gone with this person before, so I kind of knew what to expect. It was going to be fast, light, touch, taking turns, offensive and defense. So with that, another good thing to do while you're sparring is once you've established the pace and the power, try new techniques, try new combos. That's what sparring is for. Sparring isn't fighting. It's not meant to go in there and hurt somebody or to get hurt. It's to work on your technique in a simulated fight. So you can try a spinning back kick. You can try a 1, 2, 3, 4. You can work on your hands and your kicks in a controlled environment. And this goes both ways. Make sure you're giving your partner a chance to do it as well. What you don't want to do is take advantage of gaps in skill and size. So if you're a bigger person, if you're 6'2", 215, 220 pounds, and you're going with someone who's 5'4", 150, don't take advantage of it. This isn't your chance to be a bully. It's not your chance to, feel macho and hurt someone. It's your chance to show respect so you can get it back in the gym. That was a great level change by her. All right, going around with my buddy Cheaty here. Again, kind of letting him dictate the power and the pace. So, good rule of thumb, always go in here to have fun, not to fight. And you can see that right there. Literally kicked his ass. We both kind of laugh, smile, touch gloves, and go right back into it. Yeah, right there. Wasn't a hard kick, but it was a well-placed one. And you can see his energy changes. So when I talk about matching your opponent's energy, it's not just in the beginning of the fight. It's as the fight goes on or as the sparring match goes on. So I could see that he did get a little gassed from that kick. But I wanted to let him push through it because he was trying to. So I gave him a look, kind of got against the cage. Those shots that I was throwing, they weren't powerful. But I was trying to give him the look of this is what you're going to feel in a fight if you show that you're hurt. When you're sparring, work on your defense. It's not just about how much you can throw, it's about evening out your game. So working on some checked kicks, working on countering, throwing back. So even though he's a little tired, he's still throwing that cross to counter. He's still throwing those kicks. I'm returning with my own kick. And be relaxed when you're sparring, everybody. If you're in there and you're tense, you're going to be trying to throw too hard. You're not going to be able to read their moves. You're not going to be blocking. So make sure you're relaxed. Another thing to do here is always be aware of your surroundings. So I could have kept pushing him right there, but I knew he was in the corner. There was walls, there was pillars, there was chairs. Nothing good was going to come from him consistently backing up. So gave him some space, let him circle out so he could continue the match. That was a beautiful combo by him. His movement got a lot better. He got his tank back, started moving more, throwing 1-2s with some kicks at the end. He was tired. He's looking for the clock. It's another thing to do. Don't spar hard unless you both agree to it. So in this match coming up, you can see it's a really good example. Person I was going with didn't tell me he wanted to spar hard, and he just came at me, man. He hit me with a couple good shots, and so immediately the fighter energy level goes up, intensity goes up, and I match him right away. But when you're doing these hard sparring matches, you're not throwing new techniques, you're not trying new combos. You're literally just in there as if you were in a fight. And you can see we're throwing hard. Catches me with a really good overhand right there. Kept my chin up. Big mistake by me, but I come back. And Manny's got a great jab, man. Like you can see, he works his jab really well. One of my mistakes here is I was kind of stalking him. I kept pushing forward. I should have waited for him to come to me. He was the faster guy. I wasn't going to be able to get in first. I needed to keep throwing more of those feints like I was doing, try to bait some reaction, and then come over with an overhand, a slip, a roll. Just do something to try to get out of the way of his punches and then throw my own. Good left hook by him. So right there, I wanted to stand my ground, so I intentionally just took those shots so I can get mine in. And I got my chance here, got some body work, got a couple on his head. Covering up again, trying to bait him to throw in. Short time. Knew he was loading up on there. If you're calm when you're sparring, look at your opponent's shoulders. You can typically see if that person's going to load up so you can get out of the way. See, right there again. Touch gloves, said good round. It was a really good round. Just needed to be talking about it beforehand. Another do of sparring, match your partner's intensity. If you have the skill, if it's safe, match them. If you're new to sparring, you're new to boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, if you're ever in a situation where you're uncomfortable with the person's intensity and energy, tell them. The gym has no place for ego. I have on a couple occasions told some guys, hey, watch the power. And in one case, I've just told someone, I'm not going to spar with you. Because you'll start getting a name for yourself in the gym if you're just going out there to hurt somebody or you have no control. So, again, if you're new, no shame in telling somebody to take it easy, calm down, or to just say, hey, I'm going to take a break. Another good thing to do while you're sparring, practice your feints. Practice your level changes. You can see I do a couple of them right here. Fake them. And the reason you do that is you can see what they're going to react with. If you feint a jab and they go to over parry, you know you can feint the jab, come over with a hook. And then when you level change, it gets them to a point where they're not expecting every shot that you're going to throw. And that's what you want. You want them guessing. You don't want them knowing you're throwing 1, 2, 3 every single time. Started mixing in some low kicks there. Yeah, big don't here when you're sparring. Don't try to seriously hurt your partner. If you do, you're an asshole. Stay out of the gym. You don't belong there. These aren't fights. They're sparring rounds. Have fun. Tried a new technique right there. Trying to go for a switch hit to a right hook into a body kick. I said it once already, I'll say it again. Have fun. Always have fun when you're sparring. If you're in there and you start getting super frustrated, your ego starts getting into it, time to step away, take a round off, recalibrate. And then always at the end of the rounds, always shake hands, say good job. You should end with a smile. No one should have their feelings hurt.